Hi, and welcome to Sumo Logic Metrics. Today I'm going to show you how to collect host metrics from an installed collector. If you already have a collector installed, then all you need to do is upgrade the existing collector to version 19.155 or a later version. If you find yourself in the metrics page by clicking on this tab, you probably will not be able to search much because you don't have any metrics in there to begin with. So let's walk you through the first scenario of upgrading your collector. If you have collectors that require upgrade, you will find them here. If you can click on Upgrade Collectors, you will see a list of all the different collectors that require upgrade. You can upgrade them all at once or one by clicking Upgrade All or the individual line that you want to upgrade. In my case, I'm going to show you a particular collector. I have my collector here called Mario Mac. If I wanted to add host metrics to it, if I click on Add Source, you will notice that it's not one of the options in here. So let's go and upgrade this collector and then we'll see that option for us. Let's click on Edit, and I have the ability here to upgrade my collector, and in this case I'm just going to choose the latest version. This might take a few minutes, but once this is done, I'll have the ability to ingest my host metrics. Great. With an installed collector in place, let's go back to adding a source. You can see now that host metrics is one of the options I have in here. So I can click on host metrics, and for those of you who have worked with collectors before, this should seem very familiar. So let's call my source metric source, for lack of a better word. Let's call my host server 1, and I can specify a category. Let's choose a category that is meaningful for us so that we can search our metrics afterwards. Let's call it app 1. And I'm going to copy this so I can remember this source category. All right, then we can specify how often you want those metrics to be picked up by Sumo Logic, and we'll leave the default of 1 minute, and which metrics I want to ingest. And if you expand on these, you can see all the different metrics that are found in each one of those categories, along with a little bit of a description of what each one of those metrics are. So for now, I'm going to choose a default of CPU and memory, click on Save, and that's going to generate and create my new source in my environment. So if I go back and look at my Mario Mac collector, I should have a source under that called metric source, and the source category is what I had mentioned before. Okay, let's go see if our metrics are getting loaded. So now we can go back to that metrics tab and find out if we actually have some data in there. I'm going to select source category equals, and I have, I think we called it host metrics 1. I can choose that. And for metrics, why don't we choose a simple metric like CPU idle. After selecting my metric, I can hit enter and I start seeing my data being graphed on this chart. Of course, I just installed my collector, so I'm not seeing data for the other 14 minutes. But if I refresh my query through here, I can start seeing that data populate. Perhaps I want to look at some other data, let's say CPU user. I can do that, and of course the autocomplete is showing me which values are available to me. Again, I can hit enter, and I can see those values for at least the last minute of data that I have in here. If I wanted to see all the metrics that start with CPU underscore, I can hit a star, and as you'd expect, I can see the different metrics, and from here I can see this is CPU idle, this is CPU user, I have CPU system, CPU load average, and you get the point. Great, I have just shown you how to upgrade your collector and get your host metric data into Sumo Logic. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.